main speaker tonight. California's 33rd Congressional District Congressman Ted Lieu. He is our leader on civil rights and social justice, homelessness, the environment, immigration, veterans, and cybersecurity issues. Inspired by a Los Angeles Times article, Representative Lieu even took up the baton to introduce the 21st Century Federal Writers Project Act, a new version of the Depression public works type projects that gave work to thousands of writers, historians, and librarians. Keep up with Representative Lieu's work by following him on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and receiving his weekly email, The Lieu Review. We will have Congressman Lewis talk first, and then we will install our Democrat officials.
Okay, great. That's fine. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm so honored to be here with all of you. Tomorrow I fly again back to Washington, D.C., so let me first say it's such a thrill to be in front of normal, rational, kind people. Thank you all for helping us flip the House in 2018, helping us hold the House in 2020, and we're going to need your help again to help us hold the House in 2022. And because of your great work, we've been able to pass American Rescue Plan. That was a transformative $1.9 trillion law that had 4 goals. It was to get shots into arms, people back into jobs, kids back into school, and cash into pockets. And it's meeting those goals. Jobless claims have now been cut in half. Since January 20th, over 3 million jobs have been created. Multiple states now have at least 70% of the adult population with 1 vaccine shot. And 3 days ago, more than 90% of American families with children started getting child tax credit refunds directly into their bank accounts. That child tax credit refund is going to lift half our children out of poverty. It is a pretty amazing program. And it's going to happen on the 15th of every month. So next month, people are going to get that deposit in their bank account. 2 months from now, same thing. 3 months from now, same thing. So the American people are going to see a lot of stimulus to help them not only provide child care, but also give them the opportunity to go back to work and back into the labor market. We're also now focused on the American Families Plan and the American Jobs Plan. So the American Jobs Plan has a large infrastructure component. It also has elder care. It has workforce retraining. The primary purpose is to restore the millions of jobs that are lost during the pandemic. And then the American Families Plan is going to have money for education. It's going to have money to make the child tax credit permanent. It's also going to focus on healthcare issues. Because of the budget reconciliation process, we feel pretty good that we can get large elements of both of those plans through. That only requires a majority vote in the U.S. Senate. So look forward to working with all of you as we make sure we keep the pressure on the U.S. Senate to do the right thing. And then let me talk a little bit about some district legislation. I'm very pleased that President Biden recently signed legislation I introduced with Senator Feinstein on the West LA VA. It is one of the nation's largest VAs, and for many years it was somewhat dysfunctional. One of my first laws I got signed was under the Obama administration to put in a whole new master plan. I like to say government works at a majestic pace sometimes. So we're finally now seeing some of the buildings being retrofitted. We're seeing some of the buildings being open to house homeless veterans. But at its full build out, it's going to have over 1,200 units to house homeless veterans. And then this recent law that just got signed will help the West LA VA attract more folks in order to do these long-term leases. And for any fraud settlements that West LA VA gets, all that money will go back to West LA VA to help, again, house homeless veterans. I also recently got 10 community-funded projects into the House appropriation bills that will directly benefit this district. 5 of those projects directly deal with homelessness. So hopefully we can get that through. It will pass the House, and we're going to make sure the Senate passes a very similar version. And now let me talk about next year. We are going to face challenging times. Historically, the party that holds the White House usually loses seats in the midterm. There's been 3 exceptions. First was under George Bush after 9/11. The second was Bill Clinton in 1994. And the third was FDR during the Great Depression. In each of those situations, the president had high approval ratings. That's what we have now. Joe Biden has high approval ratings, especially compared to his relatively low disapproval. If that carries forth into next November, we have a good shot at maintaining control of both the House and the Senate. But it is going to require all your hard work to do that. And I just want to give a shout out to my better half, my wife Betty. She had a harder job than I did this past year and a half trying to reopen schools in the middle of a pandemic, and to all the educators out there for all your hard work. With the American Rescue Plan and with the money from the state, looking forward to having a normal fall. I know many school districts already have in-person summer school. And the reason that we're all here, right, is because of the amazing rollout by the Biden-Harris administration of the vaccine and of their funding in the American Rescue Plan to make sure that we get vaccines into as many people as we possibly can. For those of you who are not yet vaccinated, or if you have family or friends, ask them to talk to a doctor and have them go through the risks and benefits, and then they can make that decision. So let me conclude now by having you understand your power to help shape public sentiment. I think Abraham Lincoln had it right when he said that public sentiment is everything. With it, nothing can fail. Without it, nothing can succeed. Understand your power to shape public opinion. Social media is free, so if you write an interesting post, you could potentially affect a voter in Florida or in Wisconsin or in Northern California. And if you look at letters to the editor, it's true that many people do write letters to the editor. It's also true many of them come from the same people. So when you start writing in, you'll eventually get published and you can start changing hearts and minds. And then consider, as many of you already have done, working on campaigns, whether it's for an issue or for an elected official that you like. It only takes not a huge amount of people to cause a huge amount of difference. And in politics, I like to say everything seems impossible until it happens. So if 10 years ago, right, I would tell you, hey, in 10 years, we'd have gay marriage in 50 states, and a number of them would be smoking weed. You'd think I was crazy. That's exactly what we have now. So we just keep pushing, whether it's on climate change or on healthcare. As long as we can keep pushing, eventually you don't know when public sentiment breaks and something very good happens. So look forward to working with all of you as we keep pushing, and thank you so much for all your activism. And now I'm thrilled to swear in all the new board members.
All right, so now we're going to do the board installation, and you know, people have time to talk afterwards, but after the board installation is our time to network and talk. So our president is Kathy Bradford. Could you all come up here as I call your name? First VP, Connie Sullivan. I'm second VP, Ann Nye. Corresponding Secretary, Ann Stahl. Recording Secretary, Asha Shahad. Treasurer, Al Shadbourne. He's not here. Parliamentarian, Carol Mahler. Newsletter editor, Fraser Perkins. Oh, he is here. Oh. Okay, webmaster, Reggie Drew. Membership, Irene Silver. Publicity, Nancy Silver. And hospitality, Beth Meyerhoff. All right. Okay.
So we're having face audience?
Yeah, I think that, yeah, you
okay.
got. Well, yeah.
Whatever you think.
Okay, you got it. Okay. Wait a minute. I think Okay, so while we're waiting for the people to come up, I heard that Awesome Sheik from District 3 of Torrance is here. I had introduced him earlier, but he wasn't here. Wave your hand. Oh, okay.
Thank you so much. Sorry about late.
That's okay. But they can put a face to the name.
Is everyone here or not yet? Oh, we'll wait.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Huh? Okay. You want to do it from there? That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. She'll just do it.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So if all of you want to raise your right hands and repeat after me. Got it? Okay. Do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic? That you will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the State of California? That you take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which you're about to enter, and during such time as you hold the office of board member of the Palos Verdes Democrats. Great, congratulations.
Thanks for leaving tomorrow.
Oh,
All right. Anybody else? Any questions, or you just want to just walk the garden? This is our official picnic, and in terms of the speeches, it is over. Thank you for coming, and elect all these people again. And run yourself.
I just wanted to tell them their newsletter is terrific.
Oh,
I
thank
was
you.
going to come up and say that in the speaker.
Fraser.
Article.
Fraser's our newsletter guy.
Yeah. How you